Hey, what's up, meatballs? Mr. Meathook here. So, welcome to the 3,295,763rd most popular channel on YouTube. My name is Daryl. I'm also known as Mr. Meathook. Today, I'm packing up to move. I'm moving from California to Michigan, and I've started to pack up my movies. So I figured what better time to just show off all my movies. I'm going to start. This one will be A to D. There's a lot. I have an addiction to buying movies. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started, because if I don't, this will take forever. So gonna start with, I said A, but it's numbers. There's not a lot. There's only a few with numbers. Starting off with 13 Teen. Then we have Two-Headed Shark Attack, 420 Massacre, Against the Night, the Alien Quadrilogy. Of course, this is Alien through Alien Resurrection. We got Alien Covenant. Then we have American Guinea Pig, Song of Solomon. American Guinea Pig Bloodshock. American Guinea Pig Sacrifice. American Guinea Pig Bouquet of Guts and Gore. American Horror Story Season 1, also known as Murder House. American Psycho. Useless fact, this is the first Blu-ray I ever bought. American Reunion, An American Werewolf in London, Anchorman, The Legend of Ron Burgundy, Angels and Demons, Annabelle, Annabelle Creation, Annabelle Comes Home, Anti-Birth, Apartment 143, The Apparition, Army of Frankensteins, not to be confused with Frankenstein's Army. As Above, So Below, which people are hot and cold on. Some people love it, some people hate it. I love it. Ash vs. Evil Dead, the complete series. The Atoning, WWE Attitude Era. This is a fun one. The Arrow release of Audition. The Autopsy of Jane Doe. This is a really good one right here. Both of the Alien vs. Predator movies. Babysitter Massacre. Backwoods Bubba. Bad CGI Sharks. This is actually available for streaming now. It's got a different name. It's been changed to Sharks! Exclamation point, or Shark! Exclamation point. I think Bad CGI Sharks was a better name. Sometimes they change the name for streaming services to a better name that is more marketable. Bad Milo, the Banana Splits movie. I love this movie. So fun. Bangin' Vengeance, the Basket Case Trilogy, The Barber, The Barn. This was a pre-release version signed by a bunch of the cast and crew, including Linnea Quigley and Ari Lehman. Baskin. I've not yet seen this. I've heard good things about it, though. This one is a wonderful movie that everyone should see if they haven't. Behind the Mask, The Rise of Leslie Vernon. Behind the Walls, The Belko Experiment. This is one of very few Blumhouse movies I actually like. That is basically if Office Space and Battle Royale had a baby, it would be The Belko Experiment. Benny Loves You. I haven't watched this yet, but I hear really good things about it. I'm excited to check this one out. Big Trouble in Little China. Bitter Feast. Birdemic, Shock and Terror. I haven't opened it yet. However, I've seen this movie several times. I love it. It's a really good, bad movie. I mean, it's fucking terrible. Don't get me wrong, that is not a good movie, but I really enjoy it for how bad it is. The Black Dahlia Haunting. Black Metal Veins. That is a mockumentary about heroin addiction. It is soul-wrenching. The blaxploitation horror classic Blackenstein. The Vestron release of Blood Diner. Got Blood Feast. Blood Fest. This was a fun one. Blood Harvest. Blood Rage, one of the few, there's not a lot, it's one of the few Thanksgiving horror movies out there. Body Melt, the amazing Bone Tomahawk. If you guys haven't seen Bone Tomahawk, check it out. The Kickstarter edition of Bone Hill Road on Blu-ray. Yes, there's a Blu-ray of Bone Hill Road. If you were a Kickstarter, well, not Kickstarter, it was Indiegogo, but still. The Bounty Hunter, The Boy, Bride of Reanimator, A Brush with Death, and Harvest of Fear. I just have it as the first one that's on there alphabetically. This movie's bonkers. This is Bunny the Killer Thing. It is about a killer rabbit with a giant penis that helicopters it and then rapes people to death. Like, to death with his giant penis that he helicopters and then tears them apart. It is bonkers. The Burning. The Bye Bye Man, autographed by, I forget the actress's name. She's in Terrifier also, though. Cabin Fever, Patient Zero, which is, if you haven't seen it, it's a prequel to Eli Roth's Cabin Fever. Call Girl of Cthulhu, a really fun, no-budget, sleazy movie by Chris LaMartina, the same gentleman that brought us the WNUF Halloween special. 2021's Camp Murder by Mark Polonia. Of course, the, in my opinion, best horror movie of the 90s, Candyman, which is followed shortly behind by Audition. One of my favorite horror movies of all time. One of my definite favorite from the last 5 years. We got Karis Hell from 2016. Karis Hell the Second. I've seen it. I know my copy is still sealed. I have seen it. I was sent a screener link. I watched the streaming version. I did help kickstart it, or kickstart Indiegogo. GoFundMe, whatever you want to call it. I helped crowdfund it. This was the copy I got for doing so. The classic Brian De Palma film Carrie, and another version of Carrie. The second one was, the previous one was sent to me long after I already had that first one. Chernobyl Diaries. I really enjoyed this one, but I know some people don't. And I really enjoyed this one. Is it as good as the original? No, but I kind of view it as its own thing. It's more of a modern take of Child's Play. I dug it. If you hate it, I can understand why. But I dug it. This one's a lot of fun. Chillerama. Chips. One of my all-time favorites, Chopping Mall. One of my favorite Christmas movies of all time, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. This is Chupa. It's about the Chupacabra. Signed on the back by producer J.R. Bookwalter. There are, I think, 200 copies of that only. Okay, then we have the pre-release version of Circus of the Dead, signed by the director Billy Pond. Says Daryl, tastes like slut. Then we have the director's cut mainstream release of Circus of the Dead that was put out by Dread Central. City of Ghosts. Clickbait. The French film Climax. I haven't opened this one, but I have seen it. It's a wonderful film. Definitely check out Climax. The Blu-ray release of Clownado, signed by a bunch of the cast and crew. Contamination Point 7, aka Crawlers, aka Troll 3. Well, one of the two movies that are called Troll 3. The Conjuring, with lenticular slipcover. The Conjuring 2. Crawl. I saw this one in the theater. I really enjoyed this one. The original George Romero classic, The Crazies. And the remake of The Crazies. And I'm going to cause some controversy here. I enjoy it more. Nothing wrong with Romero's, but I think the newer one is better. The Crystal Lake Memories, which is a 7-hour documentary on the Friday the 13th series. Creepshow 2. Yes, I have Creepshow. It's on DVD. I don't have it on Blu. I also have Creepshow 3. Cult of Chucky. I love this movie. I think it's one of the better ones in the franchise. I will fight you on that. This movie, there's only 50 copies of. I'm pretty sure that the movie was never actually finished, and this is just all the footage they filmed, put into a somewhat linear version, but I don't think it was ever actually finished. It's called Curvaceous Corpses. Okay, we got A Dark Song. This was my favorite movie of 2020 that was theatrically released, The Dark and the Wicked. Unfortunately, you know, because of the pandemic that happened in 2020, it didn't get a very big release. The Darkness with Kevin Bacon. I haven't seen it. I hear it's shit. I don't know. It came in horror pack. The Dead Inside. It's a really ambitious shot on video movie. I didn't buy this. I wouldn't have wanted this. It came in horror pack. I don't like this movie, but we got the remake of Dawn of the Dead. Typical Zack Snyder bullshit. Got the debut film of the Saska sisters. Dead Hooker in a Trunk. Please don't cancel me. I know they're terrible, but I own the movie. We got Dead in Tombstone. Dead Again in Tombstone. Got Dead Life, Wormwood's End. This is one of my favorite, very low-budget zombie movies. This was filmed in 1986. I believe it was released in 88 or 89. Got The Dead Next Door by J.R. Bookwalter. This movie was financed at least mostly by Sam Raimi under the pseudonym The Master Cylinder. Filmed on Super 8. Super fun. It was filmed for about 80 grand, but I love it. It's really fun. Deadly Crush. Deadly Playthings. Deathbed, The Bed That Eats. We got Death Escort Service. Then we have Taste Me, Death Escort Service 3. I have 2 on Blu-ray. It's around. I'm sorry, I have 2 on DVD. It's already packed up. I already packed up my DVDs. If you guys want to see my DVDs, I'll do a video of those once I've moved. Death Warmed Up. The classic piece of shit Demon Wind. Honestly, the cover is better than the movie, but I'm glad they kept the lenticular cover for the Blu-ray release. Deep Web XXX. On the bright side, there's only 1,000 copies. On the downside, the movie kind of sucks. I guess I can't say it sucks. It wasn't for me. Devil, one of the few movies that M. Night Ramalama Ding Dong is involved with that I enjoyed. Digging Up the Marrow by Adam Green. This I just picked up at Dollar Tree the other day. I was glad to get it for $1. Dinner for Schmucks with Steve Carell and Paul Rudd. Sorry, Distorted. Django Unchained, which is my favorite Western of all time. Dr. Sleep. Dog Soldiers. Disclaimer, I don't have any of my steelbooks included in these. I've already done a video for steelbooks. I'll put the link right here if you guys want to check it out. Dolly Deadly, signed by Heidi Moore. This was a very early horror pack exclusive. This was, God, like number 8 or something like that. There's only 800 of these. It goes for a lot of money. Got the Vinegar Syndrome of Dolly Dearest. Then we have, and I helped back the sequel to this, we have Don't Fuck in the Woods. The Donald Farmer Collection, Volume 1. Yes, the same Donald Farmer that made Shark Exorcist. Don't Breathe. I have not seen the second one yet. I hear it's good. I hear there's also problems with it. I don't know. I'll judge for myself once I see it. Don't Knock Twice. Bram Stoker's Dracula. The Dracula Legacy Collection from Universal. This has my favorite comedy of all time on it. It's got Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein. That movie's like going on 75 years old, and it's still hilarious. Drag Me to Hell. The limited edition Unearthed Films release of Dreaming Purple Neon on Blu-ray. This is my favorite Todd Sheets movie. I love that movie. I've got like 3 different copies of it. The piece of shit classic Drive-In Massacre. One of the best horror comedies you've probably never seen, Dude Bro Party Massacre 3. There's no 1 and 2, that's part of the joke. And lastly, for A through D, or numbers through D, whatever you want to call it, Dylan Dog Dead of Night. I know nothing about this. I haven't watched it. I popped it in one night, pushed play, and fell asleep immediately. Nothing to do with the movie itself. I was tired. Anyways, guys, I took up a lot of your time, and I do apologize, but I own a lot of movies. So if you want to see more content like this, there is more coming. I promise. It's coming. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Hope you all have a great day. Be cool, be spoopy, and support independent horror. Deuces.